Gentlemen, ladies, Phantom Todd here. Phantom Todd is here. Actually, not in his car. He's going to do what I would call an old school Phantom Todd video. Being that I'm actually in my room, I'm going to talk about video games. And I am wearing the glasses, the old fucking snow hat. And it's funny because I was watching some of my old videos to try to find out some information, and so I kind of cloned my look from 8-10 years ago into today's video. It isn't going to be a Christmas video. It is Christmas time. I don't have a lot of things going on right now as far as things Christmas related. My family is close, but we're not going to get together. I didn't buy any gifts for anybody this year because of financial reasons. COVID also, cuts in everybody's budget, but I was recently IM'd by a fellow YouTuber, Mark, my God, is it Dyer or Dryer? I don't think it's Dryer. And I've done videos, we went back and forth before, but I hadn't spoken to him in a while, and he said he just wanted to wish happy holidays, and that he had seen a video, or a eBay sale for a Snatcher game that went for $1,000, and it actually got sold, and so he said it kind of reminded me of him, of me, and so I went and kind of looked at some of the stuff on eBay and the prices, and it got me to really kind of wonder what some of my stuff is worth based on what I paid. So I pulled some stuff that is either still sealed or is a little more rare, and we're going to kind of talk about what I paid for it originally and what it's worth now. And so since I just mentioned Snatcher, I figured I'd go ahead and show it first. This is the Snatcher copy that I bought, I don't know how many years ago. It's been a few. And I just keep it on the shelf over there. It doesn't get played. I play the ROM if I play it. The back case has a slight little crack in it. I could probably swap the back case out for one of my other ones that doesn't have a little crack at all. But this is the original case when I bought it. It does have the support foam, or I always call it the foam thing. We have the game itself and the instruction book. I don't know. Another thing now is I'm wondering about authentication of some of this stuff, is whether it be reproduction or not. I don't think these are reproductions. I'm almost positive the Sega CDs are not reproductions. I mean, like 99.9%. There's probably a little number or something around the lip that says, or this fine print around the lip that really would let you know. All rights reserved. DVD, trademark. My eyes are getting bad. I can't read that small print. And I took the glasses off. Yeah, I have to take the glasses off to read smaller print. It's just a weird color, too. I mean, it's black on blue, so it's hard for me to focus on it. Getting old, folks. Getting old. It's authentic. Fuck it. Some guy sold it in out of his collection back in the day. I was trying to look at the book and see if there's any telltale. The book looks crisp. It's not a repro book as far as it like being fuzzy or anything. The book is complete. It's got the comic book pages. And I'm trying not to open it too wide because I don't want to crease the pages or anything, or crease the spine of the deal. It does have a Konami America registration card in it as well, and I actually have my receipt in here from Vintage Stock when I bought it for $99.99. Yeah, God bless it. I'm trying to get things in focus and stuff. Back in the day, it was hard for me to hold things in focus, or the lighting was crap, or whatever. So, this is an authentic copy of Snatcher. Gotten 10, maybe 8 years ago. 8 or 9. Probably 9. My mother passed about 8 years ago, so about 9 years ago. And the cheapest copy online is around $1,000 now, complete, on eBay. So that's gone from $100 to $1,000 in 9 years, you know. And I remember saying in the video when I got it that it was going at that time for about $150 online, complete. So that's a pretty good margin of investment profit for that. I don't plan on selling it at this point, but it is. A few other Sega CD games that I have that are notable, that I'm going to show. I don't have a lot of the really expensive ones like Kaio Flying Squadron or some of the other ones, but I do have a couple different ones that are worth some. Let's see here. This is my original copy of Shining Force CD that I bought when I bought the console, so I know this is original because it's something that I bought from Circuit City back in the day. It might have been Toys R Us. Either Toys R Us or Circuit City. I was buying a lot of stuff at Circuit City at the time. And I still remember when they were clearancing these out at Circuit City, you could have got them for, I think, $14.99, and they had a bunch of them, and I almost bought a second copy, and I didn't, and now I wish I kind of would have. My case on this is chipped off slightly on that edge. Like I said, it's one of those deals where I could probably dig through my stuff and find a better case to put it in, but this is the original case. The foam and the disc, which looks, you know, everything looks printed wise, it looks good. It's not very scratched up considering. I mean, it's got some light surface scratching, but it's not very scratched up at all. I tried to take pretty good care of my stuff. The instruction booklet, which is funny because recently I started to try to play through this again on my emulator, on my modded Xbox. The instructions. I actually just looked up some things online that are probably in the instruction book or explained in the instruction booklet, like what certain things do, items do, and things like that. And spells, different characters, things like that. It's 24 pages. It still has the registration card, and then an advertisement for the backup RAM cart, which I do have. I'm pretty sure it's got like one of those C whatever batteries in it that has to be like soldered out and a new one soldered in. I don't know if it's dead or not. It may be. I mean, it's 20 plus years old. I mean, it's hard to say. That game right there, I probably paid $40 at the time, 40 or I don't know if games were going for $50 at that point, especially CD games. I would say in between $40 and $50, so it's worth about $350 now. The case, other than that corner being chipped off, is in good shape. It's actually fairly scratch-free. Then I have a copy of, I think I ordered this off Amazon or something, of Lunar the Silver Star, which is what's it called? Working Designs. Now this is complete. It's got the foil stamping on the instruction booklet and on the cover art on the sides. I have a copy of Vi, but the back cover art is not original because it doesn't have the foil stamping on the Vi on the sides. But the instruction booklet does, and the disc is original because I remember I bought those at the Belton Vintage Stock, and then I think I was able to repro the back art at a decent resolution, but it's not original, so it's not complete or original. The instruction booklet, I think there's different ones of these with different pictures on the discs or something. I don't remember. I don't recall. I know certain people that collect these stuff are really into that. It does have the reg card. It did have the spine is a little bit around the staples, kind of creased slightly. It does have the supportive foam and the disc. That's the picture that's on mine. Like I said, I think maybe different ones have different pictures. Not sure exactly what this is going for. I think I looked it up and it was around $225 or $250. Not sure what I paid for this, actually. I was trying to go through my old YouTube videos and figure out the prices on some of this stuff. And I just couldn't find this one. So we'll say if I ordered it online, I wasn't paying more than about $30 or $40 for stuff maximum back then. So we'll say $40. So it's still, if it's worth $250 and I paid $40 for it, you know, all the better. And then the last one I actually have 2 copies of, and I remember BizNet17 asked me if I'd be willing to part with one of them at one point, and I said no. And I'm still not ready to part with one yet. But I have 2 copies of it. One of them I bought, I believe I say off Amazon in the video, and I say that I spent $35 on it with shipping. And that is the Earthworm Gym Special Edition Sega CD, which I actually have 2 copies of. One of them's got a slight crack in the case cover there. The art is about the same. It doesn't look, one of them doesn't look more faded than the other one really or anything. This one doesn't have the supportive foam in it, which I probably have some other cheaper game that I could pull the foam out of. Cheaper being it's, you know, not as valued. Let's see what this other one's got. It does have the supportive foam, although the book is a little more worn. I mean, it's not horrible. It's probably the one I bought for $35. The CDs are identical, and that one looks like it's got smudging, like a film on it or something, but it doesn't look bad. It does have one little swirly right there. Both of them play, though. I remember checking them back in the day. They both just need to be really wiped off. They have some very, very small, little bitty surface scratches, but nothing deep, and nothing even really of note. They're just not pristine. Now this one, the instruction booklet is not worn or kind of cracked along that edge. I'm actually going to put the foam in this one because it's a little better shape. And then this one is not horrible, but like I said, this is probably the one I spent the $35 on. But the instruction booklet is a little worn here, and it's got a crease here that looks like it got folded or creased over slightly, just right there. But it's not very damaging to the overall book. It's got your comic in it, kind of telling the story, and then it's got the playthroughs, everything. No reg card on the back page of this. This has some of the, I'm assuming, people that worked on the game in it. Now this game's going for about $375, and so I paid $35 for one of my, I say in one video, and then I actually found the other video, and I say that I picked it up for $7.99 at one of the vintage stocks, and that's crazy. So I paid like $8 and something, probably with tax, for it, and then the other one I paid $35 for. But I really wanted it when I bought the one for $35, which is the one I got first, and then the one I got second was the $8 one. I'm trying to see if my timer's moving. Yeah, it is. Okay. I just wanted to make sure what my time was. It didn't look like it was moving, and I was like, man, am I been wasting 15 minutes? Okay, so these are the Sega CD games that I have that I paid, you know, under 30. I mean, Snatcher was 100, but most of them were 40 and under, probably. The Shining Force may have been 50, brand new. I don't really recall. Okay, these are sealed games here. I only have 3 Nintendo products that are still sealed. This game here is called Taboo, The Sixth Sense. It is a sealed game. There's an 8 seal along the back. I actually have it in a plastic container. But there is the famed H seal along the back, and it's never been opened or anything. This game, I think I paid in the realm of under 15 for. I couldn't find the exact video. I think it was $12.99, and it's worth $125 in sealed condition right now. So that's a pretty good deal. I never bought this game with the intent to take it out of the package. It's one of those games that is a tarot card game or something, and I rented it one time, and it didn't come with any of the poster or any of the instructions or any explanation of what any of the tarot cards meant. And I was like, I'm going to get a copy of that one day complete, and I did. But now online you can print that shit out, so you don't need to open it up. So I have a loose card copy, so I just left this one sealed. So it's worth $125. Here's one that is a real friggin' bargain. It's one of the very first couple of videos I did, and it was funny because I was talking to Vidium about this game back then. And we were talking about how it was everywhere, and it seemed to be everywhere at every retro store and everything where we went. And then I went to a thrift store and found a copy of it sealed on their shelf. I say in the video, because I did find the video for this last night, $1.98 is what I paid for this. And that is a sealed copy of TNC Surf Designs. It still has Walmart price stickers on it and the Walmart hang tab. I don't know if this is a reseller sticker, like they bought this from Walmart and then tried to resell it somewhere else. I'm not sure what that price sticker is. It says $23, and the Walmart one says $32. So I don't really know. It is H sealed. You can see the H seal along there, I hope. And so it's still sealed. The only thing is there was a sticker right there on the front, and right there at the bottom corner there by the Nintendo seal, there's a slight spot where it looks like the cellophane isn't. It looks like it just like a little piece of it's missing, but it's not really unraveling. It just looks like maybe a little piece is missing. Somebody ran a black marker through the barcode in marker on the plastic, but I mean, if you use some kind of Goo Gone or magic eraser, you can probably get that off of there. This game sealed. I saw a couple copies on eBay, but the going price was around $475 sealed, and I paid $1.98 for it. So, how do you like them? How do you like them apples? I do. Okay, so we're at 21 minutes. I got one more Nintendo thing, and then we're going to cut vid and come back and just kind of blaze through the final few things. The final thing I have for Nintendo is this Nes Max Controller that's sealed, and it has the H seal along the back as well of the box. And the side, you can see it's sealed. So they also did the same thing here with the pin, and the cellophane is slightly starting to come up there as well. I don't pull on it or anything, but it is definitely still sealed. The only one I saw online for this that was complete was not sealed. And it was in the original box. It wasn't one of these not reproduction, but the second round where they put this red bar on the top. The second production run or whatever. But it was $88, I think, complete with the box and everything. And it was in the original box, like I said. But based on that, this one's sealed. With the red, I'd say it's probably worth $100. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. I usually, quick rule of thumb usually for me is if it's sealed based on what the loose complete is it's about at least a 50% markup, if not 100%. So we'll say $100. I paid $20 for this, which is what they used to cost when you would buy them brand new back in the day. So I did not remove this price sticker. Somebody else had already done that. Got this at the Vintage Stock out in Lee Summit. So I'm going to sign off. We'll come back. We're going to do a couple of 3DO games and then some Atari stuff, and then we'll wrap this up. So, alright, I hope you guys are kind of enjoying this. It's not the greatest, but it's something. So, let's cut out and come back. Yeah, I thought I'd quickly show some of the eBay posts that I found and the actual prices. I wasn't going to go to this extent, but I figured what the hell. I mean, there's a few different posts for Snatcher there, and there's one or so for like the Shining Force, and I didn't even pick the highest priced ones. I kind of picked the ones that were in the middle for Shining Force Lunar, and then there's a breakdown of a few Earthworm gems. Some dude's trying to get $600 for the game and manual only. Yeah, right. But you know, complete copies going for $380 up to $529. You know, and then also the NES stuff. What I was able to find was the not sealed Max that's complete with the instructions and the bag and everything was $88. I'd say, what I say, 100. I mean, I really don't recall at this point, but my rule of thumb is to basically add 50% of that cost, or maybe even 100%, depending on how good the shape is. So we could say even 100 and a quarter for that, and then the Taboo game going for about 125, and then that TNC Surf Designs is $548. There were a couple other TNC that were even more expensive, but that was the cheapest one they had sealed. So we'll continue on with the video here, and I'll show you the rest of the stuff, and then I'll post some similar pictures at the end so we can see what those prices were for that stuff too. Alright, let's carry on. Alright, so I'm back from outer space. So Atari games, a lot of times they aren't worth that much, but they can be. I noticed that some people are starting to do the grading, where they'll grade it and put it in a box, and it'll be, they're like, oh, this has been graded at this, and it's worth this. So I don't know, but all of these are sealed. And they're all Atari games. There's 5 of them. I've showed them a couple times, but there's 5 different ones. Galaxian's the top one here. It's sealed. It still has a hang tab. The hang tab's been broken off, but the part where it was stuck to is still there. There's no vintage stock price sticker on this one, but I paid $1.99 for all of these, so $2. I think this one was going for about $25 or so on eBay complete. I think a sealed copy was around $40. So $2 to, we'll just round down because I don't really know if it was $40. We'll say $25, even at $25 for a complete copy. Sealed, and I paid $2 for it. That's a good deal. I have all of these on loose cart, by the way, as well. This was the one that I did check, and it was worth the most money, sealed, and that would be the game Yar's Revenge, and it's been sealed. Looks like it was sealed on the bottom and the top edges by heat sealing. And then it's got another seal along this back edge. Atari games weren't kind of uniformly sealed the same way, so it's hard to know. I did do some research on a couple of things and different people that said Atari Age is the site to really ask things about, but it still has the plastic tab where it was hung, and then it has the cardboard tab that's never been punched out or anything because it is still sealed. This game was going for about $55 sealed, and that's not graded, just sealed. The box is a little crumpled and stuff, so we'll say $40, and I paid $2 for it. Copy of Venture, kind of the same deal as the Galaxian. If it's still sealed and complete, it's not really faded or anything. The box are not really crushed. These aren't really crushed, but they're kind of dipped in, and I don't know if it's just because most of the box is vacant of any kind of material inside. And so I think that's what it is it's just over time, because there's not a lot of stuff in the box to keep its shape. It's kind of, gravity is kind of, and the wrapping is kind of bowed in slightly. But we'll say $25 for this, too, as well. And it was $2. This one's not worth anything hardly at all. It's a sports title, but it's real sports football. Same deal. You can see this bowing where it's kind of bowing in the box. And I just explained what I think or why I think it has done that. It's not crushed, but it's just, time versus there being a vacuum of material in there to support the box, and then the wrapping itself being tight on there has just caused it to kind of bow inward. $1.99. I think this was going for about $10 or $12 complete. So a seal copy, we'll just say $10. So, you know, even though I paid $2 for it, it's worth $10. That's not bad. And the last one is Millipede. And same deal, $2. Same deal with the bowing of the box. It has a seal around 3 edges, where it's like it clamshell folded and then sealed around 3 edges. Like I said, if you wanted to maybe ask people at Atari age or something, or on some forums, you might be able to get some better answers. Some people are like, you know, assholes on those things, so it's hard to get a straight answer sometimes. But I think this one was going for about $20 sealed, so $2 to $20. So I paid $10 for these, and we'll say $25, $50, $60, $80, and $50. I'm lowballing them all. $80 and $50, so $130 for these, based on the fact that they're still sealed, and I got them for $2 each. And then these are sealed. I'm not sure what this one's worth, but the other ones are worth a little bit of money. These are 3DO titles. The first one is sealed. It's this really bad fighting game called Shadow War of Succession in the long box. It's kind of a Killer Instinct clone, but they didn't even program the fatalities and stuff into it. I think your Video Game Nerd talked about it on one of his episodes. I bought it before he actually had talked about it, so when he did, I was kind of like, yep, all those things he's mentioning are true about the game. The shrink wrapping is pretty much on there. It's starting to come up in a couple little spots right there, around the corners, because they're plastic. It's starting to come up just a hair right there as well. But I mean, it's not unraveled, but it is starting to pull loose in spots, and so I don't, you know, I baby it so it doesn't come off any worse than it already has. Like I said, I don't really know what this is worth. I think I paid about, I'd say under $20 for it, because I had already played it on, I had burned a copy of the ROM and used a boot disc to play it. Actually, I don't even think the 3DO needed a boot disc, so I had already played it, so I just bought it for the kitsch factor of it. I think after I had played it, but then after the Angry Video Game Nerd did his video, I found a copy of it. I know I wouldn't. I was really hunting for deals on these, except maybe this one of these three here. I might have paid a little more for. This one here, I'm not sure. I saw the price that they were asking for online, but I don't know. It seemed pretty high to me based on the game. This one's still sealed. It's called Gritters. And I'm pretty sure I paid about $4 for this. It doesn't have the sticker, the vintage stock sticker on it anymore. But the box is a little, it looks like maybe it was bumped against something in a couple spots there. But it's still completely sealed, and that wrapping is not peeling off at all. I saw on eBay, they were saying a sealed copy of this game is going for I forget what it was. It was some ridiculous amount of money, and I just don't believe it. It was like, some guy was asking for like $300 for it, which I don't think is even feasible. I'd say I don't really know, but based on what I saw, it was like, I'd say $80 maybe complete. I mean, I was seeing copies of Who Shot Johnny Rock and Space Pirates that were complete, that weren't sealed, that were going for $140, and I was looking for both of those. And so, you know, I would think maybe for this, considering it's sealed. I have a second copy of this, so there's no reason to unseal this, and it's kind of the same way with this last one here. The last one, I had a copy of this, and then I bought this one. And this one is sealed, and it is a copy of Street Fighter II Turbo. I have a open box, long box version of it. There's a couple of like scoring digs into the cover. It didn't affect the artwork, but you can see the marks at an angle. The shrink wrap is completely sealed all the way around. Don't really remember what I paid, but I know I paid a little bit of money for it because it was sealed, and it was going for some money. I think I paid under $50, but like $30-something for this, and I believe it's going for around $300 now, complete, and in the long box and seal. So that's not too bad. And then there's the final two things that I'm going to talk about, and these are the ones I really wanted to talk about and kind of bring up, because I talked about these in a couple of different videos. In my original video, I show them. I'm really excited, and the thing is I never even thought at the time even that they might be reproduction carts, and because of that, I was like, I gotta authenticate these. I gotta know if these are real or not, or what. And so I went online and I found a guy who does a real thorough thing based on his information that he got from Atari agents as to whether these games, how to authenticate them. And that would be my copies of Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so I'm going to walk through and tell you what I think and whether these are repros or not. Now, I'm sure some people will come like say, and because of the low quality of the video, they're probably like, those are reproductions, fuck it, you know, whatever. But I think based on the fact that this guy's breakdown of the things to look for on the videos, or on the video games, that these are authentic. And the first thing to look for, he said, were these the grips at the top. He said a lot of repros do not have the grips. They're just cannibalized cartridges. And so if they don't have the grips, a lot of times they're reproductions. And both of these, that was the Halloween one with the grips. And this was the Chainsaw Massacre, and it also has the grips. And that's one sign that they could be authentic. The second sign is a lot of times the labels, if they're overly glossy and the resolution is really clean, they're probably fake. These are kind of a matte finish label. They're not really super glossy. So that was an unclear factor to me, because I'm like, I don't know how to determine what he's considering glossy and what is not glossy. But he did point out that a lot of reproduction carts will say reproduction, like right above where it says Wizard Video Games, above that line. Above games, it'll say reproduction, or there'll be a little face or something for this guy that does repros called Moser, I think, of the cartridges, and neither one of these have that. that face on them. Now, I don't know why they put the number 7 and 8 at the bottom of these games. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they put 7 and 8 at the bottom. Because I don't think they made 6 other games before these. So anyway, but based on that, and the colors of the labels are not uniform, which is, that makes another thing. It's like, is that because they were just so shitty when they were producing them that they didn't pay attention to those things, or is one of them a repro, or are they both repros? I don't know. But the one factor that you're gonna see that proves to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that these are real is what I'm getting ready to show you. And that is the fact that on both of these, he said also there should not be a protector for the chip in the bottom of them. You know, the protectors on the Atari games that would slide back and then come forward. He said the original ones do not have the protective thing that pops down over the chip. These do not have them. So that is another strong point for me. But the final thing that really sells it for me that these are real is, he said the chip, if you look at it, should not be green. It should be an off-color white. And both of these chips are the white color. And I'm going to try to show you inside as best I can. See that? Yeah, I'm trying to get a good angle on it. It's hard for me to tell in the camera. The chip should be white, not green. And these chips are white. It's got the grips. There's no protector on it. It doesn't say reproduction on anywhere on it. That was the Halloween one, by the way. Let me try one more time to show you I'm really trying to show you the chipboard, because that's kind of the selling factor. I might even take a picture of these with my phone and then just insert it so you guys can see the chipboard. But does that do it? I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I think that'll do. That'll do, pig. White, not green. That was the Halloween. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, same deal. I'm trying not to cover it over with my hand while I'm doing it. I did not go to this extent on any of the videos that I ever have shown as to try to prove that these were authentic or not. And I'm sure most people, when they saw them, were like, oh, he just got some fucking reproduction cards. No. These are real. And I'm still blown away that I found them. And you may or may not remember what I paid for them. I paid $2 each for them. Loose carts, no instructions, no box, but there's only one guy selling authentic carts on eBay right now from the US, and there's one guy from Germany that's selling a copy, and then there's one guy selling a repro of one of the games, not even both of them. He has a repro of one of them. His repro, he's selling for $150 loose cart. I don't even know what the German guy was selling his for because I didn't pay any attention. But the one seller that has both of these that is trying to sell them online on eBay, I don't know that anybody would pay this, but what he has them marked is for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he has it marked at $700. $700. Wait, $750. $750. And I might be wrong. It might be vice versa as far as the prices go, but I know I've got the prices right because I looked at them a couple of times. One of them was $750, and the other one was basically $600. It was $599. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween, $750 and $599 or $600. Both of these have the white chipboard. They have the grips. They don't have the protectors. The labels aren't really overly glossy, and the quality is not very great. The color is different on both of them. But I am sold, based on this guy's breakdown, that these are authentic carts. And I never had that proof. I never really even questioned it till recently. And then I was like, what if they are repros? And then I was like, that's the thing, I priced them first, and then I was like, well, even if they are repros, this guy's trying to sell a repro for $150. And if I paid $2 for it, but they're the real deal. And I really need to take a little better care of them. I need to get some nice plastic cases for them and keep them, and really kind of baby them. I don't play them because I have the ROMs. They're in good shape. One of them, the chip seemed a little loose in there, and I don't know. One of them seemed like the chip might even kind of move in there or push back into the game, like it's not 100% stuck down. I don't want to mess with it. It just feels like I can wiggle it kind of left and right just slightly, and so I don't really want to mess with it at all. The Halloween one feels solid in there, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one feels like you can wiggle it a little bit, and I don't want to do any damage to it. I don't want to glue it or do anything like that, but it just doesn't feel 100% solid in there. So I don't know if you put it in the machine if it might push the chip back in there, or if it would play correctly or not. But it's the real chip. I mean, if you were able to secure it better, or maybe it might be fine. I don't know. It just feels like it wiggles a little bit in there. So I'm going to sign off. I didn't know I was going to spend this long just talking about these few things, but I really wanted to finally show those and authenticate them to you all and say, hey, they're real. That markup is crazy. I mean, as far as investment profit, $2 to $700 possibly. Even if you valued both of them at the same price, and you valued them both at $350, which, like I say, I don't know. I don't price this stuff. I would need to do research if I was going to sell them to really see what they are really going for in a real market. Like I said, there's only one guy that's got them on eBay, and he just has them thrown up there for that price. I don't know if that's the going price or whether he's just throwing them up there to see if somebody will buy them at that price. So the other thing that I found really amazing was my Snatcher games up to $1,500. Those Earthworm gems are up to about $375, and that TNC Surf Designs sealed $1.98 up to like $480 something. I mean, it's like ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. This is just kind of me showing some of my more stuff that I didn't pay that much for at the time, that is really appreciated in price over time, and I didn't really even realize it. And stuff's just gotten crazy expensive now. So I'm going to sign off. Merry Christmas to everybody. This wasn't really a Christmas video, but I'm going to go ahead and say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you have a good holiday. And just realize that maybe something that you bought a while back that you really haven't been paying attention to, might have really gone up in price. And Mark and Mark tipped me off to the fact that the Snatcher had gone up in price quite a bit, and that's why I even started looking into some of this. And this is basically the stuff that I have that's still sealed or that's really kind of rare. So anyway, bye folks. Thanks for coming by. I know this is kind of a rarity video. A lot of times they're in the car, and they probably still will be. I would like to still do my PS3 collection video at some point, but maybe my PS4 collection at some point, but we'll see. So signing off. Thanks for coming by, and as always, see you next video, and hope you were entertained. Bye. Alright, here quickly is just a quick breakdown of the Atari Games. These are, like I said, kind of the lower end or middle of the road prices that I found on there. I don't know what I might have said Venture was worth more money than $20, but it's worth about 20. Football's worth around 10. Millipede and Galaxian are worth around $25 to $28, and Yar's Revenge is worth $55. Pretty regular. They had about 6 of them up there that were right around $55. And then I looked. I don't know why I thought the guy had a Gritter. It was 300, but it was 200. But there was a couple copies of it for around 200 that were on eBay, sealed. The Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the only one on there that was complete was not sealed, and it was $110. So like I said, I think I said 300. I might have been just pulling that number out of my ass, but even if you, like I said, if you double that price of the open one because it's sealed, you'd be around 200. So, and then I didn't have any clue, but evidently Shadow War Succession, a new version that's sealed, at least there were no U.S. sellers, but a guy from Italy was selling it for $158, and there was a couple ones from a couple different people overseas that were in that $150 range. So that was kind of crazy. And then I know I never did really get a good shot of that chip, and I forgot to take a picture of the chips, but trust me, they're this off-white color on both of them. If I was selling them, I'd get a better picture of it. I really tried to show you. I think if you stop the footage at a certain couple of points, you can see that it is actually white. Regardless of my fumbling with that stupid flashlight and shining it in your face for 20 minutes of the video. But here the guy, he's got a repro cart with the instruction manual, and he wants $150. And then this guy is the guy that's the same seller for both. He's got an original Texas Chainsaw Massacre for $599.99, $600, and then a Halloween for $750. So, like I said, he's the only one that's got authentic cartridges, and I can't even tell by this dude's pictures if they're authentic, because he didn't take pictures of the chipboard, and he didn't really take good pictures of the back so you can see the grips. So I'm just taking this dude's word for it that his are authentic. And he's got them for $750 and $600. So, anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Thanks for coming by again, checking out kind of this video of how little I actually paid at the time for some of my stuff and how it's appreciated in value. Just these few items that I was showing you today. So, like I said, I'll try to do another video where I'm a little more put together looking as well. I have like a friggin' scruffy ass beard. My hair is way long and shit. That's why I had that hat on to cover my head, and I just felt like I looked like a fat tub of shit in the video. So anyway, happy holidays, and we'll soldier on into 2021, I suppose. So we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you were here?